Hello, I'm Lorraine Harrison, and I'd like to spend the next few minutes attempting to describe the drama process for teachers who are not familiar with it. So, for any drama teachers who are watching, I apologise in advance because this is a very simplistic view of it, but it's one in which I think will help teachers who are new to drama, if you like. I call this approach whole group drama because there is no group out the front performing things. It's all about, I suppose, learning through imagined experience. That's the nearest thing I can think of, really. It's where you, as a teacher sometimes, and the whole of the class are engaged in the imaginary experience at one and the same time. And so it differs from drama as theatre or drama as performance. We're not talking about acting things out here or performing things. So let me give you a very simplistic view of the three stages of drama in education with some examples. The first stage is to build belief in the imaginary context. That might be creating an imaginary community of some kind. It might be a historical village. It might be people who work in a particular place. It might be a group of neighbours. Whatever it is, it's a whole group role, if you like. And that involves a lot of reading and writing and talking about your role. And eventually it will involve something I call dramatic play, where the children will be in a space, either a hall or a cleared classroom, and using mime, but actually talking as if they were there, they will recreate this imaginary context. So there's a lot of learning just in that stage. Once we have got them engaged and on the hook, so to speak, we're ready for the next stage. The next stage is to pose some kind of a problem for the children to solve. And once the children have discussed this, that might involve going back to the classroom, doing research, whatever the problem is. Once they have solved the problem, we're on to the third stage, where we engage in reflection. This is a really important stage. Dorothy Heathcote, one of the pioneers of drama in education, once said, "There is no learning without reflection." So we're going to reflect in two ways here. We're going to reflect specifically, what was it like for us in this drama experience and what can we learn from that? But we're also going to reflect universally, because in doing this drama and engaging in this experience, we've probably been standing in the shoes of other people who have been through similar experiences. So let me go through those three stages again. Build the belief, pose and solve a problem, reflect specifically and universally. That's basically a kind of an arc, if you like. Similar to a story, when you write a story, it has to have an arc. So let me give you a couple of examples. Let's start with Key Stage 2. I want to teach about the impact of the coming of the Romans. So in my planning, I asked myself, well, who cares? Who would this impact upon? And my answer is probably the Celts. So I start my drama by creating an imaginary Celtic village. Every child in the group has worked out a little roll card. They have a job to do. They know what their place of work looks like. They know what the village looks like. There's a lot of research and reading and written work here before we even get to the stage of a dramatic play here. So when they're prepared for this and they've worked out how they're going to mime these occupations, they talk as if they were there, but they're going to mime them. We go into a hall or a larger space. We start with a freeze frame of the moment they were just about to carry out their occupation. When I say action, the village comes to life. They're miming their activities, they're walking around, they're talking, and then I freeze it, I stop. Once we've got them engaged and feeling some kind of a personal connection to this village, we're ready for the problem. And I might call a meeting as if I am one of the villagers and enroll now back into the drama. I say that we've got a problem. At least I think it's a problem because the Romans are coming. Should we fight or should we run? Or is there something else we can do? Who knows something about these Romans? You'll find out what they know. We have a little bit of discussion, then I stop the drama. Now we go back into the classroom. Boy, do we need to do this research because we've got to make a decision. Each of us has a vote what we should do. We need to find out more about these Romans and what happened, if the Celts fought, if the Celts ran, if the Celts negotiated with them. You see where I'm coming from here. And once we have made that decision, then we look at the impact of that decision, and then we're into reflection. And we're reflecting, well, this has been pretend. How close were we to what we know, what we think we know about what really happened? And is it possible to ever reenact history in this way? And then we go to the universal, because we have stood in the shoes of all those people who've had to decide, should we fight or should we run? Or is there some other solution to this? So we discuss other situations. So you can see the arc there, building belief in the community, posing the problem about the Romans, reflecting specifically about what it was like for us and also universally. Let's go down the age range a little bit, and I want to look at, I've got maybe year 2, and I want to look at the environment, and I want to look at problems like litter and caring for the environment. So I let them, with me, create an imaginary beautiful place. There's a river, there's a forest, there's a visitor centre. This is important. But what else should we put in our beautiful place? I don't question them as long as they add that with integrity, because what I might think is a beautiful place and what they might think are two different things. But we make our beautiful place. We do maps, we draw pictures, we have a role play area in the corner of a visitor's centre, which we populate with lots of writing materials, guides, persuasive writing. You get the idea. So in just building the belief in that place, there's a lot of learning. Once we've got that, we go into the hall, where now they are people who look after this place. It's first thing in the morning. We start with a frieze. What kind of jobs are they going to do? We bring it to life where they mime looking after the place, maintaining things, cleaning things. And then when I've frozen the drama, we finish that drama. Now we have the problem. A letter has arrived. It's a letter of complaint that the place is full of litter, that if there were any bins, they're not working very well, and that nobody's going to come back to our beautiful place unless we sort the litter problem out. What are we going to do? Put litter bins in, they say? Do we want our litter bins to be camouflaged so that they don't intrude upon the beauty of the place? Or do you want them bright so that everybody sees them? There are lots of decisions to make here. And what else can we do? And I hold back. They put in traps, they build walls, it gets like hold it, but I hold back because drama is a no penalty zone. Once they have made all these changes, we draw plans of it, we move time on. I sometimes do this as teacher enroll, and I sit them in the visitors centre and I let them listen in to me as I come in, enroll as a visitor. And I haven't been for a while, and I'm hoping that this park is going to be clean and tidy. But when I come in, I'm shocked. I say, what's that? Cameras in the trees? Oh, I don't think I like it. Oh, guard dogs. Oh, I don't think I like it anymore. I'm not coming back here ever again. Freeze. They're shocked. Now we have to readjust what we decided. You get the idea. So we're working on the problem. We're deciding on the problem. We finish the drama. When it's maybe we get a letter from this lady saying how beautiful the place looks now, and then we reflect. Are there other places like this? What do people do about litter? And different solutions. And then we talk about caring for the environment. So you can see the same 3 stages of drama in that environmental thing. What about even younger children? What about the role play area? If we've got whatever it is, if we've got a cafe, for example, we're going to be putting children in there to run the cafe, but then we're going to have a letter of complaint. Somebody is complaining that there aren't enough buns, sandwiches, whatever. Or maybe, as one teacher used not so long ago, the home corner, when the children came in the morning, all the washing machine was pulled out and there was buckets everywhere. There had been a leak. What are we going to do? So I'm putting a problem into a role play area for the whole class to solve. And then we're reflecting. Is this real? Does this really happen? You can get the idea. So that's a very simplistic view of drama in education. But if you just hang on to the 3 stages, build the belief, pose and solve a problem, reflect. Those are the 3 key areas. I'm hoping to put more advice and ideas onto this. fairly soon. So thank you for listening. If you go to my website, lorrainesharrison.com, there are more ideas and resources on there and information about my 2 novels, Angel's Child and Red Snow. Thank you.